Hello, my name is Beth Armitage and I am a Second Six family pupil at St Philip's Chambers. This is the third in a series of 3 videos that is designed to help you with the transition to paperless working. This third video is designed to introduce and explain to you how it is that we can use certain video platforms such as Skype, Skype for Business, Lifesize, and Microsoft Teams. These can be used for video conferencing, for meetings with clients, advocates, and also hearings. First thing I want to speak to you a little bit about is Microsoft Teams. Now, Microsoft Teams, in essence, is a replacement of Skype for Business. That's what Microsoft are transitioning it into. They are still currently using Skype for Business and Microsoft Teams, but they are, in essence, kind of mirroring each other. The way that you can get Microsoft Teams, again, is for free. You can do it on any device and mobile, as it says here, just by typing in Microsoft Teams download. I literally just went on then to the website and downloaded Teams onto my device. So it can be any device that you see fit. And then you can create yourself an account from there, unless you already have a Microsoft account, in which case you can use that also. What will then happen is you will get a desktop application for Microsoft Teams. So here we have all of our general feed and activity. If you go down to chat, you can start a new chat or a group chat with different people, which is a really good facility to be able to have, particularly if you're working with each other. Again, this shows me the teams that I'm part of. So here we're part of the St Philip's Chambers team. Now, the best thing about St Philip's Chambers is that we have a essentially Microsoft license, which allows us to create Microsoft Teams for every single member of Chambers, and to be able to use that for whether live hearings, or using it for work with solicitors, or using it for work with clients. So it's a really good thing that we can all use together, and really easy to be able to use. Again, you can have your calls, so you can either video call people or just call people verbally. So you can set up speed dialing and groups on here and add your contacts. Your contacts will already be there if you are part of the team already. Again, tells you which calls you've already had. If I go on to files, again, the really useful part of Microsoft Teams is that it can be connected to your Share Drive or OneDrive. So both Share Drive and OneDrive are cloud-based secure storage systems. I know that OneDrive is used by lots of barristers and solicitors alike, and Share Drive in particular is used by lots of solicitors firms. So it's really useful to be able to have that here, because your storage space will automatically be connected to your Microsoft Teams account. Again, all under all the same umbrella. You can add a cloud storage system as well here. So whether that be Dropbox or something similar. And you can see I've moved my mouse up here. Generally, whenever you have something like this, it's going to show you the settings that you have as an individual user. So if I click on that, you can see I can change some of the settings along here. The main one that I'm going to be looking at is just the main settings tab. So again, these can be quite important things to be able to look through to make sure that it's working properly. So you have your privacy and being able to access your account in particular. If we then go on to notifications, again, you can see how it is that you might be notified. You can turn those off if it would be of any use to you. If we then go on to devices, you can see here, I've got my camera all set up. I've got my microphone, and make sure that your microphone is set to the correct settings. You can see here whether it's another, for example, if I had plugged in a pair of headphones, then that might be the microphone that I'll be using through a pair of headphones. I can make what's called a test call, which I'm going to show you now. And this will show you exactly what it is
your
that's
call
on
quality,
the
record a short message after the beep. Your message will then be
So it's asking me to record a message after the beep. So if I say hello, obviously keep speaking now. And this is a really good way to test to see whether it is working correctly on your device or your computer. So if I say hello, obviously keep speaking now. And this is a really good way. So I'm just turning my volume down now, but you can see that that's working correctly. I can turn my camera off. And again, I can turn my microphone off. And this is exactly how you would be using it within So just get rid of that. This is exactly how you'd be using it when you're working with other people. So again, that's a really good way to be able to check whether all of these are working. Obviously, the only reason that we have that there is because I changed and turned my microphone off. It works in exactly the same way to Zoom. All of them work in a very, very similar way. So it's useful to be able to know about Microsoft Teams because it's a really good platform to be able to use, again, for all of the things that we've spoken about previously. And it again is referenced within the guidelines that have been set out previously. Something else that we want to talk about a little bit more so is Skype for regular users. This is just Skype regularly. You can see that all I've done is gone to skype.com, and again, you can download it specifically onto your device, no matter what device it is that you have. You can see on here, this is the interface that you would have. Again, you've got your microphone, your camera, being able to end the call, and some additional settings which are always set out by the 3 dots that you have on the screen. If we then have a look into Skype for Business, again, all you need to do is type in Skype for Business and you can download that. Now, what I'm going to do is show you my Skype for Business and talk a little bit more about how it works. So all of the judicial laptops have Skype for Business. Now, the reason that they have Skype for Business is because they see it as secure and something that works effectively. Now, you do not need a Skype for Business account in order to join a Skype for Business hearing. However, it can be beneficial to do so. You can no longer buy the Skype for Business licenses, as I said earlier, because they're transferring across to Microsoft Teams. And in layman's terms, what this means is that you need to be able to access their Skype for Business hearing, but you can do that using regular Skype or by using Skype for Business if you download it from the internet. Now, the two different ways that this will work. The day before a hearing, you will all have to collect up your relevant contact information, aka your email address, and send that to the judge if it is the judge that's going to be setting up a Skype for Business hearing. At the allocated time, or when the judge decides to do so, the judge or the clerk will then send round an email, and inside that email, which is sent from the judge, you will be able to have a specific hyperlink which you can either click on to be able to access the Skype for Business hearing, or alternatively, you can copy it. And if you've got the downloaded Skype for Business desktop application, if you click on Join Meeting as Guest, it'll ask you for the meeting URL, which will be in the email sent by the judge. Again, you'll put your name in here and you will join as a guest. You never need to sign in to your Office 365 account. And the reason for that is that an Office 365 account is a paid licensed account. And that is not what we want. It makes it easier if you've downloaded Skype for Business onto your device. So for example, your laptop, simply because it makes a smoother interface rather than consistently working off of a program online from a link on the internet. But it doesn't matter either way. The way that Skype for Business and Skype work is that they talk to each other. They are by no means the same thing, but they talk to each other. And that is how they are able to connect up people that just have regular Skype with the judiciary who have the Skype for Business applications and licenses that are paid for. Hopefully that makes sense. Essentially, all that means is that you will get an email, click on the link in the email, or copy and paste that link into here for your Skype for Business Join as Guest account. And those are the main ones that we're going to be looking at then. The final one that we are going to be looking at is life size. Now, Skype for Business seems to be the preferred tool that currently is available for the judiciary. They are trying to introduce more things like Microsoft Teams and Zoom and life size to see how they work, but it might not be that they decide to use those in hearings quite yet. However, all of these programs such as Microsoft Teams, Zoom, and life size can be used by chambers, by solicitors, in order for you to be able to work with each other, both for advocates meetings with clients and with each other. Again, all I did to get life size was type it into Google and click the download button. Again, it is free to be able to use. There are paid for versions as well, just like Zoom. And again, you get additional features just like Zoom. So this is my account. I can see any upcoming meetings that I have. And again, just like with Zoom, just like with Microsoft Teams, you can download those to your calendars. I can see any chats that I've got going, any contacts, any meetings that I've got going. Again, you can see all of these and see how they work. Again, if, for example, I wanted to join a particular meeting, I can type in any meeting that I want to be able to join, or I can create my own, start with the camera on, start with the camera off. Here I have started my call. I am the only participant in the meeting. And just like every other application, I can turn my camera on. And you can see I'm down here in the bottom corner. I can turn my camera off and I can turn my microphone on and off. Again, I can share my screen just like in every other application that we've been speaking about. And here I can leave the call, which is what I'm going to do now. All of these applications work in very similar ways, so it's just about finding out which is best for you. As we said, at the moment, the judiciary are using Skype for Business, and they are looking into things like Zoom and Microsoft Teams in particular. As I said, St. Philip's Chambers has access to the paid for version of Zoom and Microsoft Teams. And this means that we can facilitate advocates meetings, client discussions, and anything that you need help with. And we are ultimately here to be able to help because we understand that it has been a very difficult time since we've had to move straight from paper to this technology. So hopefully this made sense. And as we said, get in touch with the Chambers if you have any other questions.